Alright, so welcome back to the channel. We are here at the Performance Center at Thermal. It's basically BMW Performance Driving School's PC West. We are here today for the Golden Gate Chapter M Club Day. So should be a lot of fun. We're going to have 4 exercises in the morning, 4 exercises in the afternoon. And I just found out that we're actually going to be on Desert Palm Circuit, which is actually a pretty cool track. Plus for people who haven't been here, so looking forward to it. So we are at the Performance Center. This is the first exercise that we're doing. So we're doing drag races with a little twist. There's just a drag and stop, but we're putting in a turn here. So Dimitri is going to be racing.
So yeah, you're going to race against a Continental car. Hey, tell you, I'm sorry.
All right, so those guys are racing.
Oh, and we have a crash. We have a big crash by Continental.
So we had a bunch of murders. I think there were 2 murders on that corner.
All right, when you guys come out of the stop line.
All right, so Dimitri's about ready for his first race here.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's GST. I've never done it before.
Well, it's a good thing it's on someone else's car then, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not my car, so it's good. Yes.
All right, so Dimitri's going to take off. Straight down there, hard brake. Make a U-turn and back on throttle and making sure that we stop in those 4 red cones. Hopefully for the win.
All set to go. So drivers, on my count. 3, 2, 1, go, go, go.
Shift there.
Has an easy win, maybe, possibly, but they have to get a couple of thousand back.
Almost there.
RG takes the win.
Talking a much higher speed to try to get the car sideways, and on top of that, there's really not much space to spin if we spin when we're on the outer rings, right? So basic idea is that the cones on the inside sort of mark the inner boundary. We stay somewhat close to those when we start the exercise. When we first get out there, we're going to focus on getting our visual reference points to be proper. This is usually roughly about a quarter of a lap ahead of you. The idea is you have a spot that you're looking to, and no matter what happens, you're going to try to get to that spot, right? That's kind of the mindset you want to have to it. You know, if you think about a racing driver, like I'm getting to the apex no matter what, it's the same kind of concept. I'm getting right to that spot no matter what occurs. And if the car goes sideways, I don't care, I'm still getting to that spot. That's the way you want to have it in mind. If you do that, then you'll tend to keep your eyes focused on that no matter what occurs. If it's just some sort of arbitrary spot you look towards, then when the car goes sideways, you'll be like, oh, I guess we're going here now, right? So the idea is to keep that in sight there. Once the car goes sideways, we're going to come off the power very quickly and steer to the right very quickly, just to save the skid, right? And at that point, we just kind of pause, wait for the grip to come back to the rear, and then we're going to steer back out of the skid just as quickly as we steer it in to reestablish the direction we want to go, okay? So that's the basic idea of what we're doing out here. We will do a little demonstration, though, to begin with, so that everybody gets a chance to feel it in the car before we put you in the car and give you a chance to try it yourself. Obviously, we have 8 of you today, and there's only 6 seats in the 2 cars, so the way we'll have to do is we'll come back for a second round for those of you who don't get in on the first round. So basically, what's that? 2 and 2? We could also do it that way too. That's fine. So we can take 2 at a time if you want.
5 miles an hour, 26, 27, just a little bit around there. So you feel right there is about 27, 28. You feel the car just starting to slip a little bit. If I continue to accelerate, the car goes wide. If I lift off the gas, the car turns back to the inside without me moving the steering wheel. So acceleration makes the car go wider. Deceleration makes the car turn more. You're going to use that to help navigate this exercise as well as any kind of high performance driving you do.
Slip and go.
Yep. So again, we're just going to go around the second lane, second gear. As you build your speed and come down the hill here, you're going to lift off the gas, the car transfers weight to the front and the back, it gets light. If you accelerate, spin the back tires, the back end will start to slide. Correct, pause, recover. Try that again. Correct. Pause and recover.
a nice burst of power versus a roll in, it's a little easier to sort of decide when to go sideways. Right, because otherwise when you kind of roll in, it kind of goes randomly on its own. So work on like a nice burst of power.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Stabilize the car here. Good. Power. So you're using your hands too much to do the maintaining of the drift. You're trying to maintain a throttle and just use steering.
Okay.
I want you to change it around so that you're using your feet to control the grip level that you have within the car.
I think that's a sort of like the thing I'm trying to work on, but yeah.
Yeah, because you're doing a whole bunch of this and the foot's staying the same. It can work if your hands are fast enough in the right time, but it's not really the preferred way. So when you feel the grip level change, you change the amount of power that you use, right? Okay. So let's start by just getting a circle going here without getting sideways for a moment, right? And then a burst of power to get sideways, off power, back to power. Yes, reestablish. Yeah, if we mess up, all I want you to do is reestablish the circle and start again, right? Because otherwise we get this like pendulum thing going and it doesn't really get us
now you got some space
good control. So the idea here is power on, sideways, off power, steer, then back to power to maintain the slide, okay? And then we're just gonna modulate our grip with the power. If you need more grip, it's less power. Less grip, more power. So power. Yeah, it was a little too sideways to really get back to power, so let's try it again. Power. Yeah, you gotta steer. You gotta steer to maintain your line. So eyes to the left here. That's fine. So decisive with your inputs on the power here. Okay, decisive on. Decisive power on. More power. So go straight. Off. Back to power. Yeah. Power on. Off. Back to power. And you gotta keep the eyes to the corner. So once it doesn't work, just reestablish a stable circle where you're actually cornering with grip, and then just start it again. Because otherwise, you just kind of chase it.
Sorry, keep
half left. Yeah, if you don't get the drift started, reestablish it, start it again. Yeah, so stabilize it. Eyes to the left. Good circle and power on. Off. Back to power. Power. More. Yeah, too late. Yeah.
Okay. That's sort of the trick where to get that.
Yeah, you have to feel the grip through the right rear of the tire. You have to feel through the seat, and if you feel more grip coming in, off, right? It's got to be quicker with that, right? Okay, power. Okay, on, more. See how it's gripped up there, right? So all we needed was full throttle for a moment there, right?
Aggressive.
Yeah, it's got to be on, off. It's like trying to do a handstand, right? You're trying to walk that tightrope with the power, and every time it starts to want to straighten, you go ram, power. It's wow, you know? There, power, more. Yeah, too slow. You're rolling power. I want you to move your foot faster. There we go. That's more like it. Less. Back to power. More. There we go. Less. Constant grip level. Like if you go back east on their skid pad, I've been told that's pretty constant. You can get away with a constant throttle. You can't do that here though. This is a bit more advanced in that sense, right? Because you have to constantly adjusting it, right? There you go. More. As soon as you felt that grip, it should be flat to the floor. As soon as you feel it go away, it should be instant.
All right. So next exercise is going to be the M4, and we're going to be doing basically a braking and entering exercise on the quarter, and that's about it. So I think the first part will be a full ABS stop, then learning how to apply the brake and turn at the same time. So pretty cool stuff.
Right, so I'm going to go full acceleration. Everyone's ready, right? Hold it. And I'm going to go, and you see it at the 3, I'm going to go to a complete stop.
Okay.
Ready?
Roger.
No surprises. Full ABS. And there's the 1. That was the first one. The second one, I'm taking it all the way to the 2. Remember I stopped at 1? So now I'm going to be on the gas a little bit farther.
Right.
Will I be able to stop by the blue cone?
Should be.
I should be? Really?
A little bit further.
Okay. So what do I have to do at the blue cone, though?
Turn.
Right? We'll see. Full ABS. Turn at the blue.
Okay.
All right, so we're here, fourth exercise before lunch. It's the handling course in the M2s. So this is sort of the basically an autocross handling course here. So students are out there right now, having a little fun. Hopefully not destroying too many cones. There's the first car going through. So here you want constant steering input. So just holding that input around to that bus stop. Slight dab of brake in, power through. And up here, that's Instructor Brian. He's giving pointers as people come through. That's it. So we'll have some footage of that later on too.
Pulls to the left, lets the other two cars by. When they go by, all you do is not accelerate. You come out of the corner, you pull to the left, you let the other two cars by, and then you simply get right back in line. Another one car behind, two behind, right? So it's going to be easy.
So
you're going
the
to
front
be the lead car, and then you're going to be the second car. Next lap you'll be the lead car, next lap you'll be the second car.
Okay,
Give
behind your
everybody
car,
a chance to be right behind us.
Right.
We need to stay between 2 and 4 car lengths away from the car in front. 2 is almost too close, but 4 is too far away. If you get more than 4 car lengths away, we're going to slow down at the front, okay? Because obviously it seems like if you can't stay real close, then we're going a little bit too fast. We're going to slowly build up speed. Each lap we're going to go faster and faster and faster, right? And everything looks good behind us. When we get into the cars, that M1 button, left side of the steering wheel, we're going to hit that twice. Hit the M1 button. It's next to the set button. So get in as long as your car's running. Double click on that. You're going to be in the right lane. Any questions at all? Clear as mud. Let's do it.
All right, so the first exercise after lunch, we are at the South Palm circuit in the M3. So right now we're doing lead follows, basically 2 cars behind an instructor going around the South Palm circuit at speed. So they'll be coming around the corner in a second here, so we'll see how that's going. Our fun day at the track. All right, so I see them coming around the carousel area up there. Coming to the left, right, down onto the straight, so here they come. So good fun. So we'll have another session, I believe, in the M4. Hopefully that's on Desert Palm, so catch you over there, or at the timed autocross again in the M2.
Where I am, and this is where we'll do the rotation of the drivers. We switch from first to second place. Kay said we'll do it every lap. I like to sometimes I'll keep you out there for 2 laps, just depending on how we're going. Keep the run down, slowing it down. The initial brake pressure is quite intense. trail off the brake as you come to the mid part of the corner and flat out as you exit out of the corner. Alright, and then I'm going to slow down a little bit early. You got the brake at the 2 marker. When you start to turn in this corner, you're looking up ahead to that curving on the outside so you can place your car at the right point to turn in and a smooth roll onto the power out of the corner, quickly back to the right on the brakes with the left-hander. As you come out of the right-hander, be careful you don't get the cars gathered back up in a nice tight formation. And as we roll onto the straightaway, give everyone a chance to get caught back up. So I'm soft pedaling it now, go nice and slow. And then we're going to brake at the 5 marker, number 5. So brake hard in a straight line, turn your head, look up over that mirror, squeeze on the power, progressively lay it down as you come out. You can't go full throttle all of a sudden, otherwise you get either understeer or you'll get the traction you want to kick in. So brake the number 2 marker. The secret to this 180-degree turn is really looking ahead. Smooth inputs with your hands, not rushing the turn into the second portion. This little combination is really just a place to catch your breath a little slower. We're going to do another lap in this formation, so 2 laps like this. No driver change, Just stay like we are. All over the right side, you follow the road fence. And brake at the 5 marker. Brake hard, get that car to slow down. Really brake hard coming in.
Alright, so at the next exercise, it is a rat race on the skid pad, which is still fairly wet out there, so it's DSC Off at M3s. It's a 3-lap race to see who comes out ahead. So I just had a little fun out there. Instead of trying to actually win the race, I said I'll try and drift around this thing. So that was a lot of fun. Obviously I was eliminated, but it's all in good fun here. So why don't we watch takeoff over here. So it's really slow right now. So no one's having a little fun trying to break traction. Everyone here is actually pretty smooth. Doesn't look like a lot of fun on this one was had yet. So maybe they'll get a little aggressive here as Dave calls out the race and see if they'll get a little bit more aggressive here and kick something out.
In these practice, these warm-ups will be 2 laps. Races are 3 laps. Here's runner 1. Ryan is lead over Mike. Oh, that was awesome. 1 lap to go in this warm-up. Most drivers looking for traction in all the wrong places. You got 1 turn to go. And it looks like it's going to be close, but it is Mike taking the warm-up. Go ahead and line back up, guys. Mike at the red, Brian at the green.
All right. That was just
All right, here we go. Mike, you can probably move up just a bit there. You don't want to give anything away right before, even before it starts. All right, these are 3 laps. We're going to go into eliminations. On my count. 3, 2, 1. Go, go, go. Mike doing his best impersonation of John Force out there. Wheels spin off the start. It is Mike taking an early lead. We'll take 1 lap to go this time by. Now is the time. 1 lap. 2 laps to go. I'm sorry, 2 laps to go now. Oh, that was close. That was like a halfway point. Bad bumper. And now Ryan takes the lead with 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go in this elimination race. Dude, that was a tie. That was a tie. Tiger flag is out. Who's going to take it? I'll tell you what, guys, I give it out. That was too close. Slide back up. We're going to do a 2-lap shootout. 2-lap shootout. That was too close to call. All right, 2 laps on my count. 3, 2, 1, go, go, go. Whoever wins this race will advance. That's going to be close again. That was Ryan. Well, let's go. It is Ryan. Ryan bumper over Mike. This is the final lap of the shootout. Still Ryan. Mike is looking for traction again in all the wrong places. Going to the finish line. There's going to be Ryan advancing. Ryan.
Alright, Ron, look through the turn. You didn't slow it down for the haircut. That's why you need to move the exit.
Part 2.
It ends. Use all the exit, all the way to the far left. First left, go to the outside. Use all the exit. Part 2, you made this one full turn all the way down here on the corner entry turn of the hairpin.
We're going to spot it sooner so we can get there and then use all the road.
Okay, all the way to the left. There you go. Keep it there when you start accelerating.
Well, let's find full throttle. Make sure it's second gear. We're shifting manually through most of the track, third only on the straights.
For the second blow, turn ahead. Hold it.
All the way to the corner, part 2. There's just about 5 feet to the left side of your car as you finish the corner. That's the speed you're getting on the vehicle.
What car are we? Well, I don't know. Number 4.
The exit.
That's why the DSC actually got at the end. It's just a slightly early application of acceleration. Make sure it feels straight as you accelerate.
You make this a straight line. Keep the brake turn again. Keep it on the left. Keep it on the inside of the track. The gear is low right there.
Remember, the steering wheel is what close to the linear impacts on the air when you're off the street.
Part 2 hits the box. Look at the car in front of you.
Yeah, about 30, right? So.
That's real it, man.
Brake it all the way out to the second wheel. Start your turning. There you go, right there. To the left, keep it on the left. Start that turn. There you go, right there. That should feel better.
Goodbye.
I'll bring it all the way to the second wheel. Start your turn, and there you go, turn your head. Keep it on the left side, even when you start that turn, right there. There you go.
Car 3 pit lane next time, please. Car 3 pit lane next time, please.
Patience, patience.
Yes, yes.
Michael, bring in the heat. Already in the 26 minutes. 26.813. Michael, first official run on the road. Huge improvement from your practice run. Right, first official run on the attach the brake. Out of the box, nice run though. 26.164 becomes 28.
All right, so take Brian's the only one left out there. Is he gonna stick it?
He's telling me in a dangerous spot, and he said, I'm out. Right? That's how far you have to look ahead.
So close to get so far away.
You can see not much left.
Oh, shoot.
Dead body in the back.
That's what drifting will do. It pushes your paperwork
Oh,
all over the place.
The body of someone you didn't like is in the back. All right, that concludes the day at the Performance Center for the Golden Gate Chapter M Club Day.
Yeah, yeah.